The first city on Earth, Uruk, the mysterious beginning of human civilization. A time when there were no cities on Earth. No busy streets, no crowded markets, no kings, and no laws. Humans lived in small, scattered groups, fighting for food and depending entirely on nature. But at one point in history, something extraordinary happened. Humans began to change. They learned not just how to survive, but how to live together. And at the center of this transformation was Uruk, the world's first full-fledged city. In the fertile land of ancient Mesopotamia, between two great rivers, people gradually moved away from hunting and gathering and turned toward agriculture. They used river water for irrigation, grew crops, and stored food. As a result, they no longer had to wander every day in search of food. Humans began to settle permanently in one place. At first, there were small villages. Then more people joined, and slowly those villages grew into a vast city, Uruk. Here, people built houses with mud bricks, created roads, and planned the city together. This was one of the greatest turning points in human history, the transition from a nomadic lifestyle to urban civilization. Uruk was not just a city. It was the birthplace of civilization. It was here that humans first learned to write. By carving symbols onto wet clay tablets, they created cuneiform. This was not just writing, it was humanity's first attempt to preserve memory. Records began to be kept. How much grain someone gave, how much goods were exchanged, everything was written down. From this, accounting, administration, and even recorded history began. Inside the city, massive temples were built where people made offerings to the gods. Gradually, systems of government, law, and authority developed. Humans realized that a large society cannot survive without order and structure. Life in Uruk was diverse and vibrant. Farmers worked in fields outside the city, using river water to grow crops. Craftsmen produced pottery, clothing, and jewelry. Traders brought goods from distant lands and sold them in bustling markets filled with noise, bargaining, and exchange. There was no money at that time. People used a barter system. One person would give grain, another would give cloth. This is how early economics began. Children played, adults worked, and at night the entire city calmed under the glow of oil lamps. It was humanity's first organized urban life. But over time, problems began to appear. Excessive irrigation caused salt to build up in the soil, making farmland less fertile. The very land that once sustained life began to fail. Then the rivers changed their course, sometimes causing floods, sometimes creating water shortages. Gradually, life in the city started to collapse. External, powerful empires began to take advantage of this weakness and extended their influence over Uruk. Poverty increased, food became scarce, and life grew increasingly difficult. Slowly, people began to leave the city. The once busy marketplace became silent. Temples stood empty. Streets turned deserted. The world's greatest early city, Uruk, slowly turned into ruins. But its story did not end there. Even today, the ruins of Uruk remind us how humans built civilization from nothing, and how even the greatest cities can fade with time. Uruk no longer exists, but what it created, cities, writing, and civilization, still lives on in our world today.